followed by the Mustang. From about 1971, and here is Henry with his MGB. Another rare example of the Peugeot 205 Rally, the two-door coupes. I'm not sure if it's a Brooklands perhaps. Welcome to Old Classic Car, and this evening's mission, should we choose to accept it, and if the weather continues playing ball, is to head that away in the general direction of Tern Hill Hall, because tonight it is one of their irregular classic car meetings. Sports cars, classic cars, interesting cars, and a little bit of everything goes really. This will probably be the last of the meetings at this particular venue for 2024, as the evenings are starting to draw in a little bit now, but I still think we'll probably get some wonderful cars there. We're going to take the Jaguar as part of its extended test run. We thought we'd be given a nice little run out. Last time we took the Mazda MX-5 of course, but no, this time we thought we'd go in the lap of luxury and have a bit of comfort courtesy of the Jaguar XJ8. So without further ado, let's go and see what's going to turn up this evening at Tern Hill Hall. Well folks, we have made it to Tern Hill Hall. We're parked next to a particularly lovely 2.5 PI Mark 1 saloon, which you may have seen in the previous video we did here. It's good to see the Jaguar here. Last month we did actually attempt to come here in this, and we expired about 5 miles down the road, so I had to go back home, bail out and come back in the MX-5, but at least this time the Jag made it here a-okay. Damler V8 250, distant cousin to the Jaguar. Will it park here or will it go over near the Ferraris? It goes next to the Chevy 3100 pickup. Very nice too, and that is alongside the Mustang and the 2.5 PI. Here we have a lightweight inspired Jaguar E-Type. We've seen this one at Combermere. And tucked away under the trees here we have a recessed grille MGB GT, and a bit of info in the window. Let's have a quick look at this. It appears to have a very youthful owner. My name is Henry, I am 9 years old, and this is my MGB GT. This is my restoration project, and I hope you like it. Well, we certainly do. Same model as Dad has, tucked away back at home. Yeah, it's a very, very smart looking car already, so yeah, what a great first classic. XK120 fixed head coupe with bonnet straps pulls up next to the lovely E-Type. Wow, what a cracker. There's already some lovely cars here. Mrs OCC is going for a stroll with Harley to go and admire those classic Jaguars that are over the way. Meanwhile, I'll stay here with our maybe modern classic Jaguar, or perhaps one day classic Jaguar. Herald 1360 is next to arrive here at Tern Hill Hall. Yeah, this was Mrs OCC's first proper run out in the Jaguar, so I was particularly keen for it not to fail to proceed. Fortunately, it seems to be behaving. There's the kiss of death. Next in we have a Corvette from 2016, followed by a particularly low-slung Mercedes-Benz. Here we have 300C adorned with many Bentley badges. I seem to remember this one was here last time we came. Well, heading into view on this glorious evening, one of several Ferraris here this evening. Obviously we'll be mainly prioritising the older cars, but always like to show a little bit of everything just to give a real flavour of the event as a whole. Next into the gates here we have a Dodge Charger, followed by the Mustang. Feels like we're on the film set of Bullet for a moment. .3 Series BMW, one of the E46 wagons. That is followed by a Fiat Abarth of the modern persuasion. Wow, Chevy time. What a cracking looking car. Ford Capri 2. Classic Dodge. And bedecked with badges, we have the first Rover P6 of the evening. Enjoying this wonderful evening sunshine here in Shropshire. I don't think we've seen that one before anyway. Yeah, there's certainly quite the array of badges on the front of that one. Ooh, a BL era Mini Clubman. This one on our registration. Again, never seen this one before. Beautiful TR4 12VC. That could almost be one of the Works Triumphs, is it? I wonder. Well, I might have to look that one up, but either way, it's a great looking car. Followed by a TR5. Beautiful Triumph motorcycle. The majestic Volvo sweeping up the drive. Behind the Ferrari, the familiar lines of a late 1920s Ford Model A Tourer. Behind that, a Triumph Spitfire. Very smart Mark IV Triumph Spitfire. RS 1600i following the Mini in. Quite a rare car now, that one from about 1982. And behind that, TVR Griffith. I wonder if that was intentional. Renault 5 GT Turbo, followed by a very bright green Mini. We have a Series 1 XJ, a Damler version of the Series 1 XJ from about 1971. Right, we have tracked down the lucky owner of this fantastic little MGB, and he's going to tell us a little bit about it. So this is your car then, young man?
Yes, it is. It is an MGB GT in British Racing Green.
Yes.
A very nice car, and it is my restoration project. For however long it takes, I will never give up on it, and I hope it will be my future car.
Yeah, my dad's got one just like that. He's got it back at home. So how long have you owned this then?
Probably 2 months by now.
2 months. Oh, so what plans have you got for it?
So I'm going to do it up, prepare all the dents, get underneath, see what's wrong under there, and then get it out, and then hopefully it'll be on the road doing classic car runs.
Wow, and how did you find it?
It was my auntie. She had it up for sale, and I was trying to buy it, and in the end I got it off for...
Wow, so did she have it a long time, do you think?
She had it for around 4-ish months.
Oh, so not very long then?
No, it wasn't that too long.
Do you think she bought it and liked the look of it, but wasn't very keen on
She wanted for some people to do up, and they never finished it, so it came over to us, and yeah, I bought it off of her.
So has anyone else got an old car in your house?
Yeah, my dad has a few cars.
Has he?
Yeah, his main one is the Austin Healey 3000.
Oh, very nice too.
What he's doing up at the minute.
Oh wow, so you'll be able to go to shows with him in a few years' time. That's fantastic. Well, best of luck with your project.
Thank you.
Your name is?
Henry.
Your name is Henry, and how old are you?
9.
9 years old, and you've already got an MGB GT. That's fantastic. Well, thank you for telling us about your car.
No problem.
And here is Henry with his MGB. Future of classic car motoring here in the UK. Now what do we have here? Big set of lamps. Beautiful Mark II, followed by Audi TT convertible and a Triumph TR7, or possibly a TR8.
Dino. I like.
Yeah, definitely TR8. Quite a lineup of cars coming in. Porsche Boxster, Fiesta behind that, and a Ferrari, but not just any Ferrari. The magnificent early 1970s, about 1971 Ferrari Dino. What a cracking car that is. In my favourite colour for one of those as well, lovely dark blue. What a stunning car.
No, we can't leave. You go to there. I'm not sure.
Next, looming into view, complete with wartime headlamp mask on the near side front lamp, is a late 1930s Austin. That's a very smart looking car. I'm guessing, what, a maybe Austin 12 perhaps? Either way, beautiful example of a fairly rare car from the about 36, 7 or 8, that kind of time period, just before the Second World War, hence the mask on the front lamp there. I see Invicta badge on the front. Not quite sure what we are looking at here. Some lovely big Lucas lamps. Coil sprung suspension with telescopic dampers. I'm not entirely sure what this is. Door handles look a bit like the ones I had on my Mark III Spitfire. Got a nice wooden dashboard. Slightly later gauges. Oh, very distinctive, very eye-catching car. We think those are early XJ clocks, that tacho redlined at 5,000. Yeah, very interesting car. Camel Trophy spec Range Rover. Let's go and have a look at that Austin via the Ford Model A. So this is about 29.30. We've got a little home built special here, very smart indeed. And here is the Austin tucked away over here. I think that's its owner dressed in period RAF outfit. Maybe he will tell us a little bit about this fantastic car.
Strange, bloody hell. I thought this might have been called off if they're on the...
Here is the old Austin. Apparently this is the Austin 12 new Ascot. And we have tracked down the very nattily attired, I must say, the gentleman that owns this magnificent car. I'm loving the gear, sir. Wartime spec clothing.
It's this car is 1938.
38, is
and
it?
it's
Right.
registered the 3rd of September.
Is it? Oh,
Which, you know, a year later.
Just a year,
declared,
wasn't it?
Yeah.
Wow.
And the registration is Central London.
Oh, is it?
The previous owner was in the same family for 20 years.
Yeah.
And the first owner was a wireless operator on Halifax Bombers during the war.
Was he?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
What a great bit of history to have.
Yeah, really chuffed.
Yeah, nice one. Wow. So literally someone had it a year and then it all kicked off, didn't it?
Oh yeah, exactly.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. So did you put the headlight mask on it?
I've done that, yeah. Yeah, but most of it's just as it
Yeah.
was. I only bought it last October.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Right.
So,
No, it's a great looking car, isn't it?
it goes well, it's great fun.
Does it?
Yeah.
So it's a 12, right?
It's a 12, yeah.
Right. So what sort of size engine would that be? About 15?
1500, yeah.
1500.
Yeah.
I'm sure that goes very well. Quite a torquey engine.
Side valve. I'm not looking forward to doing the tappets. Got to stand on your head, need 3 hands, a mirror and a couple of torches.
Right down the side of the engine, aren't they?
Yeah, somewhere.
No, it's a lovely
Man,
looking
as long
car.
as it
that
keeps
is.
running, I shan't bother with it.
Just leave well alone if
Yeah.
it works.
Yeah.
Oh, there we go, we can see it properly now.
Yeah.
But yeah, what a great looking car. I'm not sure if I've seen this one anywhere before. But no.
It was I bought it from Newcastle. That's where the previous owner lived. He's moved off to Leek now.
Has he?
Because it was his father's car. His father passed away and he'd got it, but he got to sell it because he hadn't got room.
Got you.
It was a sad sale for him, really.
Yeah,
and it's called George because the little girl named all the cars after men. And that was called George. So I'll keep the name.
Keep the
because,
tradition going.
Yeah. George was on the throne. My father-in-law was called George.
Oh, well, there you go. Had to be then. Had to be then.
Yeah. Got turned down.
Is that where the gear came from, or did you have to buy
No,
that
I've got
somewhere?
this myself.
Oh, did you?
Yeah,
No.
this is 1949.
Oh, right.
I have got a wartime on, 1940, but this is a bit warmer. This is the Airy Mary.
There's a bit of a breeze, isn't there?
Yeah,
There's a bit of a
about
breeze.
12 degrees
No,
today.
no, that's fantastic. I'll just have another look at this attire, sir, because oh, spectacular! What fantastic gear.
I say he got turned down by the RAF, but then he went to work at Rolls-Royce building the Merlin engine.
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
Oh, wow! I feel suddenly very underdressed. I feel very underdressed.
I'm nice and warm. I've got overtrousers underneath here because they itch like mad.
You've got your thermals, have you?
Yeah. No,
Nice
it's stopped these things itching. I used to have this uniform when I was in the ATC. I hated it.
Oh, blimey.
Collars
No,
were
that's-
separate, you had to stud them on, these buttons up the back.
Yeah. Well, it's a fantastic car, and I admire your outfit tremendously, sir.
And I've just bought a push bike to go with it. It belonged to an airman.
Did it?
It's 1938, the same year as this.
What makes the bike?
It's a New Hudson.
New Hudson. I've
not
heard
heard
of
of
that.
it,
Yeah,
yeah.
they did mopeds as well.
Did they?
Well, like autocycles.
Ah, right.
Yes, yeah.
And I've got his side cap, and there's some more of his stuff to come, and it's a house clearance thing.
so you're fully
that'll
equipped.
fit on the back of because the boot drops down. It's quite, quite sound.
Yeah. Wow.
So
That's fantastic.
I
Got
might
all the
be-
gear. All the gear.
Well, got all the gear inside as well, and got a 10 out, just in case.
We've got a little Ford 100E there with prefect grille. Behind that, another Jaguar Mark II. What a stunning car. What a fine evening for a drive behind that wonderful sounding straight 6 XK unit. Lovely, lovely, lovely. We are so lucky with the weather this evening. This morning it was tipping it down. The drive was flooded. Skies were dark grey, leaden skies. It was awful. But somehow we've just got this gap in the weather. We're so lucky that tonight. Let's go for an amble round while the sun is still high in the sky. We have a lovely Triumph TR6 of the early 1970s here. As I'm sure many of you will know if you're watching this video, 2.5 litre straight 6 in these, fuel injection as well, of course. Here's that great little special with an Anderson badge on the front. Interesting front suspension. Yeah, neat. Well, let's see, there's a sheet in the window saying, "What is it?"
Yes.
What is this, yours, sir?
No, it's
Oh,
not.
is it? No, I'm just trying to work out what it is. Inspired by the 1920 Anderson convertible roadster, US automobile, considered the most successful automobile ever built in the southern United States. So this is a car, home build, inspired by that very rare American car. And very neat it is too. That's really good. Gorgeous Riley. Here is that Triumph Spitfire, the Mark IV. Very fetching green with yellow accents here and there. Reminiscent a little of the contemporary Lotus Elan colour scheme. Here's a great Mini from the mid-1980s, retrofied, given the older look with the tartan paint job and the black roof. Yeah. Very cool car. This one we were having a look at before. Mark II Jaguar. Lovely sort of gunmetal bluey grey metallic, very similar to the Ecuria Cos C-types and D-types that used to race back in the olden days. Isn't that just a stunning car? I think that was a mass-produced car as well. Just a wonderful looking machine. And talking of wonderful looking machines, in mid-blue we have this Dino here. Now technically these weren't Ferrari Dinos, they were Dino. Dino was the mark in its own right, albeit produced by Ferrari. Named after Enzo Ferrari's son, who died young by all accounts. Well, what a stunning car, the detailing. A little door handle there just on the back edge of the window frame. Quite curved rear window, mid-engined V6. Yeah, what a stunning car that is. Quad pipes poking out the back, looking very purposeful indeed. But yeah, what a fantastic looking car. Yeah, modern Ferraris may have all the bells and whistles, but they don't get much better looking than this. Elegant simplicity is how I think I'd describe this. Beautiful. We've got some information. 71 Ferrari 246 GT. This model was known as the Dino, there we go, in honour of Enzo Ferrari's son Alfredo, who died in 1956. V6, 2.4 litre, 195 brake horsepower, top speed of 150. There's a bit of the info. If you want to pause the video, do it now, and you can read a bit more of the history of this voluptuous 1971 Dino 246 GT. Yeah, that's definitely one of the highlights of the evening so far, that glorious Dino. Okie dokie, let's carry on over here. Porsche 911 Targa. And here is the XK120 fixed head coupe, just like the one that my Oppo is rebuilding from a very poor project that he bought just a little while ago, left-hand drive car. Reminds me I must give him a shout and see how he's getting on with it, but this is just beautiful. Let's have a look at the info in the screen. 1952 XK120 fixed head coupe. What a belter that is. Louvered bonnet, leather bonnet strap as well. Just beautiful looking car. There are definitely some lovely Jaguars here this evening. And look at this. Adding to the spectacle of this Tern Hall meeting, we have this fantastic E-Type. We have seen this once or twice. Just trying to think where. 3 Greyhounds pub meets. No, that was the owner was there, but he's also got a Series 3 V12. This one we have seen at the Combermere meeting. And yeah, what an eye-catching machine that is, left-hand drive. We'll carry on just along here a little bit. 328, I think. Yeah, 328 GTS 1989. Mid-engine V8. And there's a lovely, we'll go past another Ferrari here. SF for Scuderia Ferrari. But yeah, what a beautiful Elan fixed head coupe just over here in pale blue. Isn't that just a wonderful little car? Quite a few later sports cars here, including that DB9, the Mustang GT, Lotus Elise over here, Ferrari Focus RS's. This is the one that arrived minus bonnet. And maybe the weather forecast was such that it was decided we don't need a bonnet, and have a look just to present this incredibly clean engine bay. Over here in Mini Corner we have a Mark III Mini of the early to mid 70s on period cosmic alloy wheels as well. You can always tell the Mark IIIs because they have this double gutter along here. Many of them have been reshelled, but as long as it's got that double gutter, then you know you're looking at the right shell for the car. And yeah, how neat is that? I love the little BL badge in the centre of the sporty steering wheel. Cartooning mags of the 1960s and 70s will be packed with adverts for steering wheels just like that. And that looks great. Right, that's in beautiful condition as well. Right, over here we have a bay window camper adorned with many things, many stickers, many badges, many lamps. It's going to take a little while just to really take it all in. We have badges along the front here, many stickers, various lamps, Lucas and CB Oscars. AA commercial vehicle badge. More badges along here. The Royal Air Force Associate. Oh, look at that. That's a beauty. That made out of a lump of aluminium. That looks like the kind of thing that someone serving in the RAF during the Second World War would have made during their downtime. I've got a couple of things like this back at home, sort of made from surplus bits of aluminium that just happen to be lying around. But that is really nice. I do like that. Skis as well, and many stickers. Goodwood Revival, Silverstone, badge bar in the back here with added badges. Yes. So many badges. Right hand drive. It's even got those wind deflectors on it on here. Bit of rope, some old cases, ammo boxes. Yeah. Everything for every eventuality, including Mr. Bibendum.
GTS, the last, so it's an 86 registered.
Right, another Elise here, and a Mark I MX5. This is the year after ours. Otherwise, pretty similar spec. Could be 1.6, could also be 1.8 like ours. But otherwise, very similar. Very similar to the 2 red MX5 Mark 1s that we had many years ago. Always good to see other early MX5s out and about, especially ones that haven't been too modified. Okay, we'll carry on up here. We'll have a closer look at those TRs past the TVR Griffith, and this is the TR5, which is basically the same running gear is the red TR6 that we saw. This one's got the Surrey roof with the lift-out roof panel. Panel is off this evening, as befits a very pleasant evening in September. Heated rear screen in this one. I wonder if that was optional. Nice to see the proper dashboard as well. Lots of TRs have been sort of retrofitted with figured walnut dashes, bit Jaguar style, but I don't think they had that from new. And this left-hand drive TR4 looks really, really nice. Like I say, the 12 VC registration puts me in mind of the works rally cars of the 1960s. They tended to have VC or Coventry registrations on them. Now whether this is one of them or not, I'm not quite sure, but it looks like it gets put to some proper use regardless. Got some pretty hefty mini-light wheels on it, very well used. Extra vents set into here, and this is a cut down, probably a cut down Triumph Herald grille, I think, set into the back of the wing here. Again with the Surrey top on it. Bucket seats, left-hand drive. I'm going to hold a speed pilot here, so the navigator or co-driver would use that when you're on like a regularity section to make sure that you're not exceeding the target speed on a regularity section of a rally. Very nice wood rim steering wheel. Yeah, what a cracker. Yeah, I really love the colour as well. One of the rear mounted Lucas lamps as well. Oh, how cool is that? Here's that bare metal Chevrolet Bel Air two-door sedan. A quick peer in through here, very novel gear lever arrangement in this one. Not sure that ever came out of Detroit. And the Bel Air. What an incredible looking car. Window is open, so we'll have a quick ganders inside. Got some fairly modern instrumentation, so there's quite a few mods on this one. Ooh, very neat. Got the old style sun visor as well, proper period part by the look of it. Yeah, I think so. And quite the V8 nestled under this gargantuan engine bay. Ooh. But that bobs along very happily. There's a little Herald 1360 convertible for sale here. A very straight looking car. TR4, again prepared with a bit of historic rallying in mind. Lovely, lovely looking car, this one. Adorned with some great badges on the front there. We've seen this one at Combermere as well. Got the Automobile Club de l'Ouest, organisers of the Le Mans 24-hour, Goodwood Road Racing Club. ORMA is the Owen Racing Motor Association. I think that was a supporters club for the BRM race team in the 1950s. TR registered badge as well. Yeah. Great looking car. And here's the CV8 that we saw driving in just a little while ago. Bonnet is up on the Damler V8 250. And there is the very compact, beautiful 2.5 litre Edward Turner designed V8 engine. Of course, originally this body shell was designed with the Jaguar XK engine in mind, and then Jaguar took on Daimler basically because they needed some extra premises to expand into, and part of the package were these two wonderful V8s that Daimler had on their books. This, the 2.5 litre, and also the 4.5 litre that ended up going into the Daimler Majestic Major. By all accounts, a test car, a Mark I test car, Jaguar Saloon, was fitted with one of these Daimler engines, and it probably went better than the smaller engined XK powered Mark Is and Mark IIs, which no doubt ruffled quite a few feathers within the Jaguar hierarchy. Got a feeling the big 4.5 litre engine was also fitted into a test Mark X or 420G, and that went very well as well, probably too well which is probably why they never put that into production. But yeah, fantastic engine. Edward Turner's background, well, he was an engineer, and I think he raced motorcycles. I think he had a motorcycling background, if memory serves. Possibly even did some competition work, maybe at Brooklands pre-Second World War. But yeah, what a fantastic car. Most of these were automatic. Just a few hundred were manual gearbox. This one's an auto. Yeah. Very nice car, a Daimler equivalent of the Jaguar Mark II. Not many differences really, just a bit of badging at the back. You've got the fluted Daimler grille, of course, and I think the plinth on the boot is also unique to the Daimler. Yes, here we go. The fluting is also reflected here at the back, and you've got Daimler set into this Lucas number plate light as well. Nice little detail, but by and large it's very, very similar to the Mark II. Oh, lovely sporting saloon. Okay, let's carry on down here. The Chevy 3100, we already caught a glimpse of this one before. Mustang, very smart indeed. And the 2.5 PI, this and another very similar car. We're here at the last meeting that we came to. Very rare Mark 1 2.5 with the Lucas fuel injection. Very similar setup to that of the TR5 and the TR6. This one on alloy wheels. Very smart indeed. And there's our old XJ just on the end here. So we'll carry on over here, and we have a whole gaggle of motorcycles, most of which I have very little idea about, so we won't dwell too long, but I like this one here in the olive drab green. That's pretty special looking. Is it a Harley? I'm not sure. Yeah, mainly later bikes over here. That's cool though. Look at the saddle on that. It's designed for the more capacious rear end perhaps. Right. Let's carry on down here, round here. Just see if we can spot any oldies. Here's that Triumph. What's this? So let's have a cheat. Let's have a look at the badge over here on the rear fairing. The 21. Okay. Yeah. Beautiful condition. Very similar colour to one of the Mark II Jaguars we were looking at just before. A BSA here. A golden flash. Whew. All the ton-up boys back in the 60s would have loved to own one of those, I'm sure.
To be fair, they're quite rare. I spent a good...
Yeah, that's really nice. Just in lovely used condition. You could just use that whenever you wanted without being too precious about the weather. Beautiful. Okay. So I've got a few others here. My eye is drawn to this. Is this a Honda 50 or 70 or 90? It's the 70, it's the mid-range. As I've mentioned in previous videos, when I was a kid, Dad had a couple of rally runabout mopeds. In the end, he made one good one out of the two. And for some reason, I got to know someone who had a Honda 50, very similar shape to this, and he wanted to do a swap. I went round to his house and he showed me the Honda 50 running, so we did a swap. He had the rally runabout, and I wheeled the Honda 50 home. And I never ever got it to run again. I have no idea what was up with it, and I have no idea what happened to it. But not one of my better deals, if I'm honest. Next to that, a great little Honda monkey bike. Cars are still arriving. I can just hear the distinctive beat of the Subaru Impreza's engine. Boxer engine in those. We've got a 348 Spider here. Rover Coupe. Is this one of the 220 turbos? I think it probably is. Subaru, I think. Yeah, Subaru Forester. Triumph Herald is departing in the distance. And here, the Charger RT. And the Bullet spec Mustang alongside that. Great to see these two here today and together, arriving together. They just look fantastic. There's that great little Mini, the Mean Green Machine, as it says in the back window. And I'm not quite sure, is this a Caterham? Possibly. And what is this? Right, let's go down to the field, the overflow parking area, because I haven't even started on there yet.
Basically,
So let's have an amble round here. Got a much modified, is that an Opel Vectra? A Peugeot 205 GTI, the 1.9. Super clean car that is. It's great to see so many 205s still in use. Another Vectra here, modified slightly. Grille on it. A Jeep over here. I'm sure my youthful assistant will be around somewhere. Got a Camino here. Chevrolet El Camino 350, telling us it's got the 350 cubic inch V8 in it. Apologies for the shadows, the sun is getting quite low in the sky. We're getting some fairly long shadows, but I'll do my best to stay out of them. And here we have a Porsche Boxster in our favourite colour of yellow. Of course the MX-5 is probably sulking this evening because we didn't bring it. I've got a few cars tucked away over here in the corner, so I'll try not to miss those out. We've got a Nissan, is that the 280ZX? Could be. Next to the TVR Chimera. And the Astra, which looks like an Irmscher modified Astra Coupe. Yeah, I think this is a 280ZX, isn't it? No badges, but we'll go with that, and I'll correct myself if I am wrong. And here is that super original Mini Clubman that we saw driving in before. Great to see it on the original Clubman spec wheels, hubcaps and trims. So many Minis are modified, which is great. Minis have been modified since the beginning of time. But it is sometimes nice just to see, you know, a fairly original looking example. And like I say, this, we just haven't seen this one before, so that's a bonus, a Brucey bonus. This is a Midas. Again, a car I'm sure we haven't seen before. Lots of Motoring Association badges on the front of this one, including one for the Rover Sports Register. Very nice too. This is a 3500S, or the Rover 35S, as it probably would have been referred to in BL dealerships back in the 1970s. They tend to call them the 35. The 35S is the manual gearbox version. The irregular 3.5s had the auto box, but there we go, stick shift. Hope you can just about see that maybe. There we go. And I like these windows. I've never seen these on a P6 before. These sort of stainless steel perhaps. Wind deflectors. And they have got a maker's name on them. I'm not sure if I'll be able to focus quite on what it is. But there is like a little maker's symbol on there, which is pretty cool. And this one's got the optional spare wheel fitting for the top of the boot lid, which gives you a lot more boot space, but it must compromise rearward visibility just a tad. But yeah, very unusual, quite a distinctive option for a regular road car in the 70s. I could do with finding my youthful assistant, because I was chatting to the gentleman with in the RAF gear who's got the Austin 12 New Ascot, and he has also got a CWS bicycle from the 50s, just like the one that Harley's recently bought. So I need to try and put the two of them in touch with each other. Here's that TR8 drophead coupe, giveaway being the two pipes, the two meaty pipes stuck out below the rear bumper. We've got a TT convertible here, the Audi TT. That's the four-wheel drive version. A very clean Peugeot 205, not a GTI, although it does have 1.6 GTI alloy wheels on it. Super clean car. I don't think I've ever seen one of these with a speck of rust on it. And they're getting on a bit now. But, very clean, very smart looking car, right? And here's that Daimler, the XJ Series 1, circa 1971. This takes me back a little bit. I've had 3 Series 1s, I think. Many years ago, mine, not for quite a while, but I do like these. This is the Daimler badge version. I once bought one of these for £400. It's for sale at the side of the road. Not far from Woodford, actually. Ran it for a little while. It was really scruffy and it had various items of fauna growing on the back seat. It's a bit damp inside, but it went like a train, this thing did. As far as I know, it's still around somewhere. It certainly wasn't the prettiest, but it did drive well and it did sound fantastic. This has the benefit of the manual gearbox. So that's a nice thing to have. I just love the shape of these. Sir William Lyons certainly knew what he was doing when he was designing his cars. There's that Renault 5 GT Turbo and the RS 1600i, the left-hand drive RS 1600i. Big Volvo wagon over here next to the Audi. Fairly recent Mustang. And there's that Dodge Ram pickup. We like our old Dodges here at the Old Classic Car channel, as you may have spotted if you've been around for, well, any length of time. That's really cool, that is. Late 70s, beginning of the 1980s. And on the end here, we have a supercharged Ford pickup, an F-150. Some useful information here. A 2002 Ford F-150 Lightning. A 5.4 litre V8 supercharged engine, 380 brake horsepower, and one of just 32 here in the UK. Wowzers. A rare sight. Another rare example of the Peugeot 205 Rally. It's not every day you see one of these. I do like the painted steel wheels that these were fitted with. Next to that we've got the 4-wheel drive Audi Quattro. Very distinctive 5-cylinder engine note. This one from about 85 or early 1986. And talking of distinctive engine notes, we have a V8 powered Range Rover, Camel Trophy spec. Very imposing. 205 GTI 1.9, I think. Mark 1 Golf GTI over here. Porsche Cortina Estate. Of all the cars here, I bet this is the one that most people watching this video will probably relate to. I'm sure everyone's got some sort of experiences of Cortinas of this age. This is the Mark V, very similar to the Mark IV that came before, but this is the Mark V on an X plate. And these eventually gave way to the Ford Sierra just a year or so after this car was built. The Mark I MX-5, many mods on that one. And an XJ Coupe, another Daimler version of an XJ, and I've got a feeling this is the one that has been fitted with a BMW diesel engine. I suspect this is the same car that we saw a month or so back here at Tern Hill Hall. I'm sure it's the same one. And a Marina Coupe in what I think is russet brown. Such a 70s colour that is. This one's about 1979. It's one of the facelifted Marinas. The 2-door coupes. This one on Minilite style wheels. A rare sight now. Let me know in the comments if you've ever owned any of the cars featured here. Have you ever owned a Marina? This has got a very plush interior, that sort of brushed velour, which was a sign of an upmarket car in the old BL sales catalogues of the 1970s. I used to collect those from Reed's of Cheadle, the local BL garage in the 70s. I was always popping in there to grab the latest sales brochures, most of which I've still got. This has got an MG steering wheel on it, so 1 or 2 mods, but it's basically pretty original, and a rare old girl now. We've got an MG TF alongside it in a very vibrant yellow. Great to see such a variety of cars at this evening meeting. Some new, some old, and some very, very old indeed. We'll carry on down here. E33 series. Ooh, Mark II's going. That sounds fantastic. The sun really capturing those lovely curvaceous lines. 3.4 litre XK. We have a young lady starting to sing over the way there. It's all very civilised. It's got a real sort of garden party feel to this meeting, which is why we like it so much. Okay, we have a TR6 here. An Audi Cabriolet, a Porsche 928, the V8 powered front engine Porsche 928. The original idea was that these in the late 70s were going to take over from the 911. That never really happened. These went through several iterations, I think up to the S4, and then the 911 continued in production, and well, as they say, the rest is history. And here is that two-door 100E. Could be a Popular, could be an Anglia. The four doors were all prefects. Two different engine options in the prefect. Some of them, the later ones, they came with the overhead valve engine. These, the two-door cars, all had the side valve engine from new, the 1172cc side valve engine. I'm not sure what this one's got. So many of them have been souped up with Cortina power, Escort engines, that kind of thing. So I'm guessing this one's probably had a few mods, judging by the wheels and different seats, etc. Okay, let's carry on along this row past the E36 3 Series and the very souped up looking Subaru over here. Lots of body add-ons on here. So I'm guessing we've got many modifications compared to your regular Forester. Not much in the way of badging, but a very large exhaust. Ford Orion gear, the booted version of the Ford Escort. Probably built, introduced maybe to appeal to people that previously perhaps had Cortinas, that kind of thing, and they weren't quite ready to switch to a hatchback, i.e. the Escort, so the Orion satisfied their particular need. This is one of the upmarket ones, the gear, lots of extra trim, nice wheels, bit of extra trim down the side as well. It's a really nice nick, that one. Mark II version of the Ford Fiesta XR2. Let's go along here. We've got a BMW Z3M, so that's the M3 powered version. And if you saw the video that I did here at Tern Hill Hall just a little earlier this year, I talked all about checking the spot welds in the boot floor because they have a habit of pulling out. And here, the Saab 900, most of the ones you see are turbos, but this is a non-turbo. It could be carburetted or it could be a 900i, which had the fuel injected version but no turbo. Just under 2 litre, the size of the engine on these. This takes me back, I had a 3-door in this colour. Mine was an 8-valve turbo, but exactly the same colour as this one. Yes, this is the 900i. And I'm just trying to think back to my sales brochures for these. I think these were 118 brake horsepower. I'm pretty sure that was the power output. Got a Maserati here. One of the GTs, a 3200 GT, I think. Escort Cabriolet. The Bertoni Astra. Morris Minor convertible over here on period Wolf Race alloy wheels. One or two cars are leaving, so we'll have to sort of up the pace a little bit. Let's carry on around here. Nissan twin cam 16 valve. Oh, there's my youthful assistant. I'm going to tell him about this gentleman. Tell him about this gentleman that I was talking to who's got a CWS Federation. Really? Yeah. Escort van, Mustang, XR4i. Thank you. The V6 powered car. Escort RS 2000. This one's got a later engine in it. I saw the bonnet up of this at a show quite recently. I remember that one. I think it was up in the Malpas rally. Clio, Peugeot 106 GTIs. 1 Series Beamer. Oh, look at this. Mark II Ford Transit with added windows in the back. This one from 1984. It's good to see some of these Mark II Transits being preserved and saved now. For so long it was just the Mark Is. Some were diesel, some were petrol powered, but yeah, Mark IIs are starting to appear more regularly now at the shows that we get to. Some of them are twin wheel. This has got a single wheel on the back, fairly long wheelbase, but single wheel. The Peugeot 405 MI16. This was a souped up, tuned up version of the Peugeot 405, and many of these were broken up for parts, donating their engines to people building hot versions of the 205. It's a very rare car now. Here's that Rover Coupe, and on the end here, a bay window VW camper, the second one of those we've seen this evening. Yes, one or two cars are just beginning to gravitate towards the exit, but I think the majority of people are clinging on to this sunny evening, this sunny September evening, for as long as they can. And my youthful assistant is over there ambling towards the exit, so I think he's probably planning on doing a bit more filming for his YouTube channel, Car Traction. Make sure you subscribe to that one. I almost forgot to go looking for that wonderful vintage Riley that we saw driving in earlier this evening, and here it is. I'm not sure if it's a Brooklands perhaps. There goes the 911 Targa. So we've got a bit of information in the front here, so that's good. So is this the actual car? Let's have a quick look at the information here. It is a Riley Brooklands, yep, thought so. November 1928. Oh, nice bit of history here. All sorts. I think I've got that race program at home somewhere. It's great when you've got a vehicle like this that competed in many high-profile events. Doing the research just really makes it for me. What a historic little car this is. This is the kind of thing that we often see at VSCC or Vintage Sports Car Club meetings, say at Prescott, Shelsley Walsh, Lowton Park, hill climbs like that, Kerborough as well, a bit of sprinting. These cars were so popular. Of course, that's what they were built for, with competition in mind, and they've just been used for that ever since. Lovely styling, really low slung chassis on these.
Yes, I do. Yes, now it's so it's not good.
The Model A is preparing to depart. A 3.3 litre, very torquey engine in that one, very popular in vintage trialling, these are. The sun is just disappearing over the horizon now, so I think a lot of the cars will start disappearing now. There goes the Maserati 3200 GT. A couple of late arrivals. Two Fords are going. There goes the Orion, and there goes the lovely late 20s Ford Model A. Well, things are just starting to wind down here at what will be the last of the Tern Hill Hall meetings for 2024. We've been to 2 of them, and all being well, we'll get to plenty more in 2025. So thank you so much for watching this video. Please give it a like, leave a comment if there's anything that particularly catches your eye. Subscribe if you're not already. There are well over 500 videos on here now, so please have a look around if you're new to the channel, or if you haven't looked at the back catalogue for a little while. So thank you very much, and there'll be many more videos along very soon. So bye for now.
Yeah, it sounded straight cut gears, didn't it?